Welcome back to Brick by Brick. Today we're going to be going through my entire $6,000 plus Lego collection. So we'll start off by going over here. So these are some of the newer sets from my collection, and then we'll be working our way backwards in time. So I have the Gandalf the Grey and the Balrog Brickhead set. It has not retired. Many of these newer sets haven't retired yet, but I do think that when they do, they'll end up being really great investments. And I do think that, like many of the other Lego Lord of the Rings sets, that this Lego Brickhead's Lord of the Rings set will end up doing really well once it does retire. And I was able to get it for like $5, which was a pretty great deal because I redeemed some of my rewards points. And next up, we have the Horizon Forbidden West Tall Neck set. This set was able to actually get this one for free, and it retails for $89, so it's been a great addition to my Lego investment collection already. And once it does retire, it'll just spike in value, I'm pretty certain. Just because it's, for one, it has such an iconic build and minifigure. The minifigure in this set is worth like $20 already, and so I do think that the exclusivity of that minifigure will help increase the set's value by quite a bit. Next up, we have the Office set. I have one of these that is built in my collection and another that is still in the box. I do think that this set will end up doing really well. Many people are going to want to collect the Office figures after the set retires, and the only way you can do so is if you buy the set after it retires, and people will have to pay a premium for it. Next up, we have Sonic the Hedgehog, the Green Hill Zone. So this set features the Sonic the Hedgehog little minifigure, as well as the Dr. Egghead build and a couple other cool elements to it. It was the first Lego Sonic the Hedgehog set in the last wave of sets, and so I do think that it'll end up doing really well once it retires. It's just got the one minifigure of Sonic the Hedgehog in it, though. And next up, we have the Tribute to the Lego House. So this was a promotional set, and Brick Economy says that it's worth about $15, so it's pretty good. I'll hopefully be able to sell it for about that and make $15 worth of profit off of a set that I was able to get for free as a gift with purchase. And next up, we have two more gift with purchase sets. We have the promotional Winter Elves scene for $18.09. And then we have Santa's Workshop, which is valued at about $27, which is really great for a gift with purchase set. I'll probably end up selling these two together for maybe like $45 or something, but I do think that they'll likely both continue to go up in value. Next up, we got the Obi-Wan Kenobi and Darth Vader Brickhead set. I think that one will end up doing really well. And the Ahsoka Brickhead set, I do think will also end up doing really well once it retires. And that one should be retiring soon, which is great. And next up, we have two more I was able to redeem my VIP rewards points for these next two sets. And they are projected to be worth about $24 and $23. And next up, we have the Wolverine Mech Armor set. So this set has retired, but hasn't gone up in value by too much quite yet. But I do think that it will likely continue to go up in value. Next up, we have the Razor Crest Microfighter, which has also only gone up by a little bit. But thankfully, I was able to get both of those sets on sale, so I was able to add an extra 20% to the profit margin that I get from when I eventually decide to sell the sets. And next up, we have Bowser Jr.'s Clown Car, which is set number 71396. And this set retailed for about $10 and is now worth $12 or so, so it's gotten about like a 20% return on investment. I think it'll likely continue to go up in value. This next set I'm really excited about in my collection. So I was able to get these Clone Trooper command stations for, I think I got them for about retail price, and they are currently worth about $25 each. So I've gotten so far a 66.4% return on investment from from that set. And Brick Economy isn't a perfect source, but it's a pretty good generalization in what a Lego set is about, what a set is worth. Next up, we have the Defensive Hoth set. So this one hasn't retired quite yet, but I do think that when it does, it'll likely do really well. I don't think it'll do as well as the Clone Commander Station, which is why I only bought one of the Defensive Hoth sets, but I still think it'll do pretty well. Next up, we have the Reckless Scorpion Stunt Bike set, which retailed for $8. I was able to get it for free just with some rewards points, and I think it'll do pretty well. I mostly just got it because it was a cheap set. And next up, we have a non-Lego set, just a Lego product, the Lego Fleece Blanket, which is worth about $20. I'll probably end up selling it for hopefully around that. And next up, we have some of the Character Pack Series 5 random box set from the Lego Super Mario line, which have gone up in value by about 32%, and which is pretty great. And next up, we have the Luke Skywalker's X-Wing Fighter, which is retailed for $50, but I was able to get them on sale for 20% off. And so when that does retire, I do think it'll end up being a good investment, and I'm glad I was able to get it on sale. Next up, we have the Everyone is Awesome set. I have 2 of these in my collection. I think that the uniqueness of the minifigures and all the colorful printing will help increase the set's value. Plus, I was able to get them on sale for $25 each, and so I do think it'll do well. And next up, we have a set that has not been doing very well, not as well as I was hoping, the Trouble on Tatooine set. Thankfully, I only bought one of them, though, so I didn't sink too much money into it. But it'll likely eventually get past what it is MSRP worth, but it may take a little while longer, but I do think it'll eventually get there. And next up, we have the McLaren Elva. So this set has gone up in value by about 40%. I was able to get them for 20% off, and they also have gone up annual growth by about 15%. And next up, we have the Hogwarts Polyjuice Potion Mistake for about $20. And then we have the AT-AT versus Tanaton Microfighter set. This set has gone up in value by about 25% from what I was able to buy it for. And next up, we have the Chain Chomp Jungle Encounter set. So this set has gone in value by about 12%. And neither of those 2 sets have been retired for very long, so I think that they will likely just continue to go up in value. Next up, we have a Fun Funky VIP add-on pack. I was able to get that one just for being a Lego VIP rewards member and buying a certain amount worth of Lego. And next up, we have the Millennium Falcon Microfighter, which has been my best performing microfighter, actually, and has gone up in value up to about $15. I was able to buy them for like $8 each, so they've gotten close to doubling in value. And next up, we have the Spider-Man versus Venom and Iron Venom set. And this one, I was able to get each of these for most of them for $12. I got one of them for retail price, and they are currently worth about $20 each, which is pretty great. They've already gone up in value. That set has some great minifigures in it, which helps add quite a bit of value. Next up, we have the Kai's Blade Cycle set, which has gone up in value by 65%-ish. Then we have the Fuzzy and Mushroom Platform set, This was also just a gift with purchase, and I have two of them, and they're worth about $8 each, so that's good profit to have. And next up, we have the Character Pack Series 3 Random Bag, which I was able to get for retail price about $5 each, and they are currently worth $6.32, so they've gone up in value by an okay margin. Next up, we have the AT-AT. I'm excited for this one to retire because I have two of them, and it's a pretty expensive set, so I think it'll likely do well. But I was able to get them for $128, so I believe that's 20% off. And next up, we have the Stormtrooper helmet sets, and I was able to get these for 20% off each, and they are currently worth $155 each, which is really great. I'm very surprised that this set did that well, but I'm glad it did. And next up, we have the Mandalorian and the Child set. It hasn't retired yet, but we've got the Armored Assault Tank, the AAT, which has gone up in value by about 41%, which is pretty great return on investment so far. And then we have the 501st Legion Clone Troopers Battle Pack, which has gone up in value by about 61%, which is pretty great. And next up, we have the Ferrari F8, which has gone up in value by 115.3%, which is really great return on investment. I was able to get these on sale too, which helps quite a bit. And next up, we have Anakin's Jedi Interceptor, which has gone up in value by 192%, which is a great return on investment. And then we have a Creative Fun 12-in-1 pack, which was also a gift with purchase and is worth about $7. I may just include it in a different set whenever I sell it. Then we have another promotional set, which is worth about $11, which is a great Easter egg Easter set. And next up, we have the Luke Skywalker's Landspeeder set, which has gone up in value by about 63%. And then we have the Adventures with Mario set, which hasn't retired yet, but should be retiring fairly soon. And I was able to get each of these for 20% off, which will help when I eventually decide to sell them. And next up, we have the Duel on Mustafar, which has gone up in value by about 141.2%, which is pretty great. Then we have Obi-Wan's Hut, which has gone up in value by about 33%. And next up, we have Dr. Wu's Lab Baby Dinosaur Breakout, which has gone up in value by about 92.3%. Then we have Sith Troopers Battle Pack, which has gone up in value by about 57%. Then we have the Mandalorian Battle Pack, which has gone up in value by about 59%. Then we have the Snowspeeder set, which has gone up in value by about 40%. Then we have this Minecraft set, the Tiaga Adventure, which has gone up in value by about 51.2%. And on to the next page. Here we have a promotional Easter Bunny, which is worth about $6. And we have the Fire Mario Power Up Pack suit, which I was able to get for $10 and is now worth about $45, which is a great return on investment. It's one of my top performing sets. And next up, we have the Yoda figure, which I was able to get for $80 and is currently valued at about $103. So it's gotten about a 29.1% return on investment from it. And next up, we have the Central Park set. And this one has gone up in value by about 38.6%. Then we got the 20th Anniversary Slave 1 set, which is gone up in value by about 103.2%. And then we have the Action Battle Echo Base Defense set, which has gone up in value by about 35%. Then the Hagrid's Hut Buckbeak's Rescue set, which has gone up in value by about 28.3%. And then Night Bus, which has gone up in value by about 38.1%. And then Anakin's Pod Racer 20th Anniversary Edition, which has gone up in value by about 92%. And then we have the Hoth Generator Attack set, which has gone up in value by about 25%. And then the Action Battle Endor Assault set, which has gone up by about 31.3%. And then we have the Captain America Outriders Attack set, which has gone up in value by about 47%. And next up, we have the Death Star Cannon set. I have quite a few of these in my LEGO investing collection, 8 of them. And they have gone up in value by about 33%, which is pretty good. And then we have the Lady Liberty set, which has gone up in value by about 20%, up to $12, which is all right. I would have hoped that it had gone up a little bit more, but it'll likely just continue to go up in value. It hasn't been retired for too long either. Next up, we have the Imperial Dropship 20th Anniversary Edition, which has gone up in value by 170%. Then we have the Expecto Patronum set, which has gone up by 70%. And then we have the giant Hogwarts Castle set in my collection, which is I bought for $400, but is currently worth like $470, which is what it retails for. And it should be retiring soon, which likely means that it will continue to go up in value when it retires. Then we have the Statue of Liberty set, which should be retiring soon. Then we have the Hogwarts Great Hall, which has gone up in value by about 37.5%. Then we have the Hogwarts Express, which has gone up in value by about 17%. This set hasn't done quite as well as I had hoped, but it's still gone up in value. I'm glad I was able to get it on sale. And then we have the Hogwarts Whomping Willow set, which has gone up in value by about 39%. Then we have the Aragog's Lair set, which has gone up in value by about 162%, which is great because I have 8 of them in my collection. And then we have the Outrider Dropship Attack, which has gone up in value by 49%. And then finally, we have the London Night Bus, which has actually, unfortunately, gone down by about 20%. But that very rarely happens. So as you've seen, I think I only have had 1 or 2 sets that have gone down in value. But generally, if you're able to stick with Lego Star Wars and Lego Harry Potter sets, they generally will go up in value. But whenever I have tried to branch out and try a few more risky sets, sometimes they don't end up going as well as I would have hoped. Feel free to